But I'm going to tell you like this. When I saw that, I think T.I fucking lying.
Yeah.
I need that at the square.
Tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down.
King Harris is back making headlines again, and this time, the drama is even wilder than his usual antics. Forget the Waffle House brawls or skipping out on court dates. This time, it's way more personal. His own baby mama allegedly leaked what fans online are calling a gay tape of King, and the internet went absolutely insane. And just when it couldn't get more chaotic, Boosie stepped into the mix, clowning T.I for the way he raised his son. Now, whether the tape is real or fake doesn't even matter to the internet, because for years, whispers about King's sexuality have been floating around. People online said he looked a little fruity. Others claimed the baby was just a cover-up, and now this so-called leak is pouring gasoline on all those rumors. To make it worse, fans are digging up every single scandal tied to King. The gossip that he might not even be the biological father of his son, that his baby mama only got pregnant to secure the bag, and that he's been cosplaying as a street hustler when in reality, he never lived that life. And let's not ignore Boosie's involvement, because him shading T.I instead of King directly sends a clear message. Boosie's basically saying, this is bigger than internet gossip. This is a public feud between families now. The fact that he jumped in, it all shows just how much of a target King has become in hip-hop chatter. Even blogs like The Shade Room and DJ Academic's platform have been eating this story up, pushing it out to millions, and the comments are ruthless. The internet isn't letting up, and it's starting to look like King's every move is under a microscope. The so-called baby cover-up theory, King's fake gangster image, his messy public spirals, and now Boosie flipping the whole thing into a way to clown T.I in front of the entire world. Long before this so-called tape even hit the blogs, people were already whispering that King might not even be the real dad of his son. From the very moment his baby mama announced the pregnancy, the internet was side-eyeing it heavy. The biggest thing everyone kept saying, she's older than him. That one detail alone had social media calling her out like, girl, you knew exactly what you were doing. Then came the video clip that had everybody talking. King proudly holding his baby mama and their newborn, acting like he was stepping into grown man territory.
But I'm not real.
But instead of silencing the chatter, the comments went crazy. People swore up and down she only got pregnant to lock in the Harris bag. The fame, the money, the family name. It didn't matter whether it was true or not, because once the internet locked onto that narrative, it spread like wildfire. And when the baby finally arrived, instead of putting rumors to rest, it only turned the heat up. Folks were posting nonstop. That baby doesn't even look like King. Some claim King was just rushing into fatherhood to flex like he was mature, not because it was real. That's when King tried to clap back, saying the baby was his twin, and posting side-by-side pictures like, y'all can't tell me this ain't mine. He doubled down over and over, but the harder he tried to prove it, the more people refused to buy it.
Yeah. King in here. That's my baby. That's my baby. Get it?
And here's the twist. It wasn't even about the baby at that point. The internet had been whispering about King's sexuality for years. So when this pregnancy happened, people instantly spun it as a cover-up, like he was trying to prove something to the world. Now that this alleged tape is floating around, those same critics are pulling out old receipts and saying, see, this was the plan all along. Add Boosie stirring the pot and publicly shading T.I. And suddenly, what should have been a private family matter has exploded into one of the messiest internet scandals hip-hop has seen in months. And the blogs aren't letting it die. Academics, say cheese, even gossip forums like Lipstick Alley are dissecting every single post, turning King's personal drama into headline entertainment, using a baby to shut down rumors. That's where everything started shifting. While people were busy dragging King over the baby drama, others pointed out this wasn't the first time he'd been accused of putting on a show. For years now, fans have said King's been cosplaying a gangster lifestyle he never actually lived. Think about it. He talks tough, throws himself into beefs, pops off on Instagram Live like he's really from the trenches. But then people remember, this boy was raised by T.I and Tiny. He grew up around money, opportunities, and most of his childhood was spent living comfortably with his grandma. Nothing wrong with that at all. But it doesn't exactly scream, I came from the struggle. When you've had a privileged upbringing, flexing like you survived the streets doesn't sit right with the audience that actually did. Here's King in his own words, openly admitting he lived at his grandma's house.
I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when them cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house. Yep.
Fans use clips like this as proof that his hood persona is all cap. That's why every time he hops online yelling about being street, the comments flood in with jokes like, be serious, bro, and we don't believe you. People are convinced he's been trying to force a street image to hide the fact that deep down, he doesn't really fit that role. And this is where it gets messy. King looks like he's fighting two separate battles at once. On one side, he's desperate to prove he's a father and a real man. On the other, he's working overtime to sell this gangster character like he's battle-tested and certified. But instead of making him look strong, it's backfiring. Fans see the contradiction clear as day, and it only makes him look more insecure. Now, with the tape rumors swirling and Boosie clowning from the sidelines, the image King's been working so hard to protect is slipping faster than ever. And the internet is having a field day watching it all unfold. And if you thought the spiral couldn't get any worse, trust me, it did. Things really blew up when those infamous Waffle House clips started making the rounds. A video went viral showing King straight up arguing with employees at the restaurant, yelling, threatening, and acting like he was the toughest guy in the room. People couldn't believe their eyes. This wasn't some random street kid wilding out. This was the son of T.I and Tiny, causing a whole scene over fast food. Here's King wilding out at Waffle House, cursing and throwing his weight around like he had something to prove.
Hey, so what I'm saying is, they wasn't.
You can talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
And the wildest part, his own dad went live the very next day, basically shaking his head saying he didn't understand why his son felt the need to argue with a short order cook. T.I explained that he and King's uncles had already tried to talk sense into him, reminding him that he lives a life most people dream about. Mansions, money, private school access. So why lower himself to bickering with folks just doing their jobs?
Well, I mean, of course I spoke to my son. You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with the short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. Now, I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
But clearly, that advice didn't stick, because after that meltdown, King's name just kept popping up for all the wrong reasons. The biggest scandal, his arrest footage dropping online for everyone to see. The video showed exactly what went down in 2024 when King got pulled over in Georgia. According to police reports, he almost crashed into a squad car while pulling out of a gas station. Officers said they immediately smelled weed coming from his BMW, and to make matters worse, King had a gun tucked on his hip. When they ran his information, it turned out he had a lingering warrant dating all the way back to 2022. The clip spread across every platform, from Twitter threads to Instagram reels, and fans were clowning him for acting reckless when he didn't even need to be in that position in the first place. Instead of looking like a street-certified boss, King looked sloppy, reckless, and out of control, and the internet tore him apart for it. That case wasn't light at all. It was tied to speeding, driving on a suspended license, and even a DUI. King was supposed to appear in court, but flat out didn't show, which is exactly why that old warrant was still hanging over him. So when police pulled him over in 2024, they wasted no time yanking him out of the car, cuffing him, and sending him straight to county jail. And while King wasn't wilding in the footage, he actually looked calm and cooperative. The internet wasn't impressed one bit. To fans, this was just more proof that King's life was sliding off the rails. And in case you missed it, the full video even shows King Harris being read his rights on the side of the road.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any of my questions or make any statements. So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm gonna go over here and talk to these guys, and someone has to get charged for it.
I don't know.
It's not you.
No, I'm not talking.
You're not gonna talk to me? I gotcha. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
In the car.
We're in the car.
You search you see.
I'm not looking for phones. I'm looking for drugs and guns.
Ask me on my phone.
What kind of phone is it?
What color is your phone?
It's a clear case on it.
It didn't matter that he kept his cool, because by then, people were convinced his public meltdown, from the Waffle House showdown to skipping court dates and now this arrest, was all part of him desperately trying to mask rumors he couldn't escape. And here's where things got even messier, because right as the alleged tape started spreading online, guess who decided to open his mouth? Boosie. Yep, instead of sitting this one out, he jumped in, allegedly making slick comments about how T.I.'s son ended up in this kind of scandal. The internet immediately clocked it as shade, not really aimed at King directly, but at T.I. himself. And that's what made it sting so much.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have it figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16 and fall in love with her. But it's be gone. How you gonna, like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his off, bro.
Boosie is not just some random internet troll. This is a rapper who has a history of going toe-to-toe with industry figures and isn't scared to cross lines. The fact that he chose this moment to poke fun felt intentional, almost like he wanted the spotlight on T.I.'s parenting rather than King's mistakes. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't just about King's spiral. It turned into a full-blown feud between Boosie and T.I, with King caught in the crossfire.
And one of you niggas would have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they goddamn show their paperwork and they ear right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that. See, most of you motherfuckers ain't never been in no trouble. Motherfuckers ain't never been nowhere. Anybody tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold. You ain't seen me break down yet. Matter of fact, I come out smelling too good the way you niggas think something wrong.
Boosie has a long track record of stirring controversy, especially when it comes to sexuality. This is the same man who had to publicly apologize to his own daughter, Iona, after he made homophobic comments about her being gay. The backlash was immediate. Fans, blogs, and even activists dragged him hard, forcing Boosie to jump on Instagram and issue an apology. He tried to smooth it over, claiming he didn't mean it that way. But let's be real, most people believed he meant every word the first time. So when folks saw him inserting himself into King Harris's drama, the reaction was loud. Isn't this the pot calling the kettle black? People were quick to remind Boosie that he's got his own family situation to clean up, his own messy comments that hurt people close to him, and yet here he is clowning T.I. about his son. It felt hypocritical, and the internet wasted no time pointing that out. But here's the kicker. There's another layer to this story. Boosie hasn't exactly had a smooth ride himself. From his multiple arrests to his long-running beefs with other rappers, his reputation is already built on chaos. He survived murder trials, prison time, industry blackballing, and a reputation for saying the wildest things just to keep his name in the headlines. So, when he jumped in to shade T.I. and King, people weren't surprised. They just saw it as Boosie being Boosie. And let's not forget, Boosie just recently took a plea deal on those federal gun charges. If things go left, he could easily end up right back behind bars. So the fact that he's even out here trolling T.I right now instead of focusing on his own legal battles shows this isn't just random shade. This feels personal. And if you've been paying attention over the years, you know T.I and Boosie's relationship has been shaky for a long time. To really understand why Boosie is even in the mix, we've got to break down the timeline of their beef. And trust me, once you see it all laid out, it explains everything. Their tension didn't start with King. It's been brewing for years. It really began when Boosie made national headlines for his comments about Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zaya, after she came out as transgender. His remarks were blasted online as hateful and transphobic, and it sparked a firestorm across social media. Here's the clip that really set things off. Boosie going on a rant about Dwayne Wade's parenting and Zaya's identity, a moment that had millions of people furious, with hashtags dragging him all over Twitter and Instagram. Celebrities, fans, and media outlets were united in calling him out. And one of the loudest voices criticizing Boosie at that time, none other than T.I. He jumped in saying people needed to support and protect kids, not tear them down. That public stance put T.I. directly at odds with Boosie, and from that point on, their relationship was never the same. T.I. wasted no time firing back. He went straight to Instagram telling Boosie to mind his business and stop worrying about another man's kids. That single moment planted the seed for their feud because Boosie didn't take kindly to being checked in public. Just a couple months later, things exploded when Boosie took a direct shot at T.I, calling him a snitch over his old federal gun case. That accusation hit deep and T.I wasn't having it. He clapped back, making it clear he'd never let anyone disrespect his family and warning that he wasn't scared to go head-to-head with Boosie if it came down to it. From there, everything snowballed into one of the messiest public spats in hip-hop. By that summer, Boosie was openly criticizing T.I.'s parenting, especially after the infamous situation where T.I admitted in an interview that he once took his daughter to the gynecologist to check on her virginity. That revelation had already sparked outrage online, but Boosie poured gasoline on the fire, calling T.I controlling and out of pocket. T.I snapped back instantly, saying Boosie was the last person on earth who should be handing out parenting advice. By then, they weren't just trading casual jabs, they were throwing full-blown shots about family, parenting, street credibility, and even criminal allegations like snitching. It was clear this wasn't about music or rap competition. It had turned deeply personal. For a minute, it looked like things might cool off. Both men went online saying they had no real problem and were ready to move on. But the peace didn't last long. By 2023, the feud was back in full swing, reigniting all over again and showing the world that T.I and Boosie were far from done clashing. Boosie went as far as accusing T.I of not standing up for him during his own legal mess, basically saying Tip left him hanging when he needed support most. But T.I wasn't about to let that slide. He made it crystal clear he was done babysitting grown men and wasn't obligated to defend someone who constantly disrespects him. That was the final nail in the coffin for their so-called friendship. So now, fast forward to today, and everything starts to add up. Boosie jumping into King's situation wasn't random, and it definitely wasn't just about chasing clout. This was another calculated chance to poke T.I exactly where it hurts the most, his family. With King already being the center of internet drama, Boosie couldn't resist twisting the knife. And once that alleged tape started spreading and Boosie chimed in with slick comments, the internet wasted zero time dragging King. The comments were brutal, with fans clowning him without mercy. Some called him fake street, others claimed the baby drama was catching up to him, and one user flat out wrote, "He was always weird looking to me." Social media platforms like Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram lit up with memes, jokes, and harsh takes, turning King into a trending topic overnight. The cold truth, what should have been just messy gossip turned into a public pile-on, with Boosie standing on the sidelines, fanning the flames and making sure T.I felt every bit of the heat. Too bad he took after Tiny and not T.I. That one cut deep. People have been dragging King's look since he was a kid, always comparing him to his parents like it's some running joke. But the internet didn't stop there. Another person went even harsher, posting, "He looks like that clown, always trying to kill Bart Simpson, Sideshow Bob." And of course, the internet ran wild with it. Memes popped up everywhere. Side-by-side comparisons of King and Sideshow Bob flooded timelines, and people were laughing at his expense non-stop. But the comment that really blew things up, one user wrote, "King about to be queen." That single line lit a firestorm because it didn't just clown his image, it dragged the conversation right back to the years of speculation about his sexuality. Suddenly, what started as gossip over an alleged tape turned into something way deeper, touching on identity, masculinity, and how the internet never truly let go of those old rumors. With Boosie stirring the pot, the conversation only got uglier. What should have been just messy celebrity drama turned into a culture-wide debate, wrapped up in years of bad blood between Boosie and T.I, and stuck in the middle of it all is King Harris, caught in a feud that's bigger than him, bigger than the tape, and rooted in wounds that never healed between two rap heavyweights. And that's the wild part about this whole saga. It's not just about King's mistakes anymore. It's about how personal the T.I versus Boosie beef has become. If you've been following along, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share this with your people. See you on the next one.